Good morning from Brussels. I am ready if you are ready.
Yes, you may start whenever you want, because you are watched as well on YouTube at the same time. So yes, you can start if you wish.
Okay, good morning. Good morning. I understand that we are already online. So thank you for inviting me to speak with you today. And also a big thank you for the questions. I received them in advance, and I'll do my best to answer them for you also today. I myself, I was where you are not so long ago, and I'm by no means at the end of my career. And it has been quite a ride from a national politician and minister to the political leadership of the European Union. But I'm still learning every day. And there are some lessons I have noted down along the way so far. And I thought that it would be useful to share them with you today. And there are 3, to be exact. The first lesson I have learned is that everything changes and nothing is constant. Well, since the beginning of this mandate, the European Green Deal has been guiding the Commission's work like a compass. And despite the unexpected storms of slow economic growth and the COVID pandemic and now the war in Ukraine, our energy policy and decarbonization objectives have held true. We knew that if we wanted to become climate neutral by 2050, we would have to reduce our emissions by at least 55% already within this decade. So we set about making that a reality in energy, but also in transport and agriculture and finance and beyond. And suddenly, ushered by the increased gas prices, some member states hope to rely on for transitioning away from the more polluting fossil fuels of the medium term. The war broke out in Europe, and the geopolitical gravitational forces are shifting. And we have had to confront the reality that we are too dependent on Russian energy imports in Europe. And the only option has been to face this change head on. And it is for this reason, this week, we brought out our Repower EU plan. And this is our response to geopolitical events and threats to energy security in the EU. So this Repower EU, it is our blueprint to decrease our reliance on Russian fossil fuels through energy savings. But also with the help of diversification of energy supplies, and also we have to accelerate our renewable energy deployment. Well, renewables will help us to replace fossil fuels. And I'm working with key international partners to secure that we have the energy. We need to make sure that member states will fill their underground storage before the heating season starts this year. And at the same time, we are giving advice how to reduce energy demand and legislating the speed up renewable energy generation in the EU. And this is in the interest of our citizens, but also this is a necessary help from our side and in the interest of Ukraine. So together with fellow commissioners, we are strengthening democratic resilience and defending human rights, and humanitarian and financial and logistical aid has been flowing to Ukraine and into neighboring countries since the very beginning of the war. In my experience, there is a high likelihood that in your professional path, you will also encounter unexpected surprises. And the important thing to keep in mind is to remain dedicated and work hard for the overall destination. So respect for human dignity, democracy, rule of law, and human rights. So this is the first lesson. And the second lesson I wanted to share with you is that you don't have to expect the world as it is. When I was an 18-year-old student, I first got involved in national politics. And I did so because I decided to stand my ground, and I had an appetite for change. And the analysis and the conclusions of the recent IPCC report underline the urgency to clean up our energy mix by 2050. And this is because 75% of greenhouse gas emissions in the EU are due to the production and use of energy. At the same time, the US generates almost the double of greenhouse gases, and China in turn doubles that. This is why we need to show the way and build a case for sustainable growth across the world. And the Russian invasion added a dimension of urgency and the need for self-reliance into this picture. Europe drives forward with a strong vision, and each member state is free to choose their own energy mix. Irrespective of their choices, the Commission's role is to make sure that security, safety, and fair market principles are respected. And here, solidarity is key. For example, every member state relies on natural gas to a certain extent, but not all member states have sufficient gas storage. And the REPowerEU proposal, therefore, introduces fair ways for those without storage facilities to also contribute to the storage filling levels in other member states. And in exchange, they do benefit from stronger security of supply. The EU has worked hard for almost 2 decades to become the world leader in renewables. Offshore wind, onshore wind, solar energy, storage, batteries, and hydrogen. The cost of these technologies have come down significantly over this period. For example, for PVs, photovoltaics, prices have decreased by 82% over the last decade, and we aim to double their overall capacity by 2025. So we will reach 600 gigawatts also by 2030. So what I'm saying is that every generation has to build on the past and to leave an enduring mark on the world of tomorrow. And for me, it's a European Green Deal, because for my generation, it is not acceptable that the people coming after us would have to live in an unfair and vulnerable world, facing extreme weather, but also shortage of food and also health threats. So there is no way of predicting what the task will be for your generation or what the world of international affairs will look like tomorrow. Please do remember that there is always room for positive change, and you can be the ones driving it. Third and finally, it's that there really is unity in diversity. And of course, I am biased because that's the motto of the European Union. But from what I have seen throughout my career is that this has always held true. And I think it answers a number of the questions you asked. Well, you asked, is it more difficult to ensure a clean transition in the EU versus other parts of the world? Is the bureaucracy of how we work holding us back compared with other parts of the world with a command and control approach? Well, the answer is maybe, but I think the most important things are values. In the EU, we choose to unite in diversity, to respect the opinion of every member state, even if we disagree, to reach consensus and work from there, even if everyone needs to adjust a little, to support our fellows in need. These are the values that our union is based on, and always keep these in mind when you face a decision whether to take action or not. And the same lesson can help guide your career. There might be times when you don't know what will be the outcome of your doings, but focusing on your values will sooner or later lead you to the best path. students, ladies and gentlemen, future leaders, thank you for your questions. And I hope I have given some insight today. And I want to wish you the best of luck in your careers. And perhaps I'll see some of you in Brussels someday. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.